Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, tỏa sáng cấp bầu trời cao cao. Vài khi thôi tháng ngang nhà ngất nghìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, chỉ đừng thôi mỗi đêm. Đừng thay nhà sao xa vời vẫn trong tim. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, tỏa sáng cấp bầu trời cao cao. Vài khi thôi tháng ngang nhà ngất nghìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, chỉ đừng thôi mỗi đêm. Đừng thay nhà sao xa vời vẫn trong tim. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, tỏa sáng cấp bầu trời cao cao. Vài khi thôi tháng ngang nhà ngất nghìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, chỉ đừng thôi mỗi đêm. Đừng thay nhà sao xa vời vẫn trong tim. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, tỏa sáng cấp bầu trời cao cao. Vài khi thôi tháng ngang nhà ngất nghìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh thật lung linh, chỉ đừng thôi mỗi đêm. Đừng thay nhà sao xa vời vẫn trong tim.
Happy International Friendship Day, everyone!
I'm Winnie.
I'm Faris.
And I am Arjun.
I'm Elise.
And I'm Ita.
And we are very happy to celebrate and commemorate this special day with you.
International Friendship Day is a special day to foster friendship between people of different cultures.
We can do so by learning other people's traditions and way of life.
By doing so, we appreciate each other and build bridges between people.
And in the process, inspire peace efforts among countries.
There's plenty to share with you, but first, let's invite our principal, Mrs. Siva, to share her message on International Friendship Day.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Good afternoon, my colleagues. I hope all of you are still excited and happy coming to school. When we are in school, we have many friends. Today, we are commemorating International Friendship Day. As we have friends in school and some of us even outside our school, we like to be in the company of our friends and we love doing things together. Likewise, Singapore also has many friends around the world. Our closest friends are what I would term by the word ASEAN, the countries which are in the neighborhood of Singapore. I'm sure your teachers would have taught you what the ASEAN countries are. If not, I'm sure you can find out what are the ASEAN countries and why have they come together. As we commemorate International Friendship Day, it is important for us to be friends with our neighbors. As such, it is important for us to find out more about our neighboring countries. What are they? What is their population like? Who are the people in these countries? And what are their festivals and cultural practices? And how can we come together to collaborate with our neighboring countries so that there will be peace, order, and happiness in this region? For this year's International Friendship Day, we have specially selected Vietnam, one of the least known members of the ASEAN. And the reason being, Singapore shares a 50-year friendship with Vietnam this year. And we felt that it is important for all of us to know a little bit more into what Vietnam is all about. And I'm sure you have been engaged in several activities or will be engaged in activities in the days to come to better understand not just the ASEAN countries but also Vietnam. And I urge all of you to participate actively in some of these activities to enhance your knowledge of our neighbors. We are not alone, and we need to be friends with our neighbors, and as I mentioned earlier, so that we can continue to live happily and enjoy what we have around us. With that, let me wish you all the best and thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Siva. When we are friends with people not just from our country, we appreciate them and understand them more better.
In Singaporean school, International Friendship Day commemorates the close bond between different ASEAN countries. In this way, we can nurture the friendship and collaboration between the different ASEAN countries.
Yes, Arjun. In fact, in our school, we have international students like our friend here, Winnie.
Yes, Elise, I come from Vietnam.
Hey Winnie, tell us more about your life in Vietnam.
Sure, Yi Chao, but first, let's have a chat with our international friends.
So, Cedric, I heard you're from the Philippines.
Yes, I am.
So, I don't know a lot of information about the Philippines. Do you mind telling me more about the Philippines?
Okay.
What is your favorite food from the Philippines?
My favorite food in Philippines is mang inasal.
Wow, that sounds delicious. Is it a vegetarian dish?
No.
What type of meat does it have in it?
Chicken.
Wow, that sounds nice. What traditional games do you play in the Philippines?
Holland.
Holland, wow. Can you tell me more about this game?
You have small marble and you need to hit the triangle marble and then you will win.
Wow. Personally, I like to play soccer. Do you like to play soccer too?
Yes.
Wow. Cedric, thank you for answering my questions and chatting with me today.
Thank you guys for chatting with me today. I heard Willie, you're from Malaysia, and Angbun, you're from Myanmar. Am I correct?
Yes.
May I ask you guys a few questions?
Can.
Oh, okay. What is your favorite dish?
My favorite dish is nasi lemak
Why do you like nasi lemak in Malaysia?
because nasi lemak have eggs and curry.
Oh, in Singapore, we call curry sambal, and I guess Malaysians call sambal curry. That is very interesting. How about you, Angbun?
My favorite
What's your favorite dish?
pizza
Pizza. What do you like pizza in Myanmar?
because spicier than Singapore.
Spicier. Oh. May I ask you guys one more question?
Can.
Can you describe your home?
My home is nearby the beach and there have so many of traditional food.
Oh, food. I would like to try that. How about you, Angbun?
I have 3 houses and
3 houses?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I can breathe fresh air and
Fishing?
go and do fishing and I can breathe fresh air.
Fresh air. Who do you go fishing with?
I go with my siblings, sometimes brother, sometimes with my parents.
Oh, thank you guys for giving me this information.
Hi Joe, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm great.
And you're from Myanmar?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell me one favorite fruit from Myanmar? I heard it's mangoes.
Yes, it is.
What makes mango in Myanmar different from mangoes in Singapore?
Mangoes in Myanmar are sweeter than mangoes in Singapore.
So Joe, tell me about your life back in Myanmar. What do you do in your free time?
I play with my cousin's dog and skip rope.
Thank you Joe. You're such an adorable girl. If you need help, you can look for me.
Hi Nuda, I heard you're from Thailand.
Yes, I am.
Which part of Thailand do you came from?
Bangkok.
When did you came to Singapore?
4.5 years ago.
What are the special events that happened to you in Thailand?
I remember this one time I was picked as a male lead for this concert at my school.
What made that event special?
My parents were there to watch me, so I felt encouraged and it boosted my confidence.
What was the event about?
The event was about commemorating Thailand's relationships and friendships.
I heard your favorite fruit from Thailand is mango salad.
Yes, it is.
Why?
I like it because it is very sweet, and even though it is sweet, it still has a little sour flavor to it, which is to my taste.
Do you prefer Singapore's mango salad or Thailand mango salad?
I love Singapore's mango salad, but I definitely prefer Thailand's.
Thank you for sharing today.
Wow, I am very impressed by our international students. I am sure it has not been easy for them to settle into Singapore.
Indeed, Arjun. When I first come to Singapore, it's a very hard time for me to communicate with people, as English is not my first language. Luckily, I have friends like you guys helping me to settle.
For this year International Friendship Day, we'll be focusing on Vietnam. This marks the 50th anniversary of the relationship with Vietnam and Singapore.
Indeed, Singapore-Vietnam ties from strength to strength since the two countries first established diplomatic relations in 1973.
Do you know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, Vietnam and Singapore still helped each other? Singapore sent ventilators and ART kits to Vietnam, while Vietnam sent suits and face masks to Singapore.
There is still an ongoing good relationship between people of both countries, and even until now.
Yup, we have a lot of Vietnamese who are coming to Singapore to work and study. Let me share with you, my friend, and we can know more about Vietnam and learn more from them.
Pay attention to the sharing and a video, because there will be a short quiz afterwards.
Hello, hi, my name is Candice, and I'm from Vietnam. I'm going to be 23 years old this year. I have been in Singapore since I'm 15 years old until now, and currently I am working as a sales admin assistant in a company which is like the supplier for furnishings and accessories in Singapore, and also the distributor for Toto brand. What are some of the things that make me proud to be from my country? I would say is about Vietnamese history, because we were occupied by a lot of countries last time, like China, America, Japan, and then we fought back and we got back the country. So we won for the war. It just make me feel like how brave they were to fight back, and then we won. That's how like if we really proud of. And also because of the Vietnamese people, they are really friendly and really welcoming. They always welcome the people like from another country, from another province, even not like they can be friend with a lot of people, say they be friend with a stranger. What is the climate like in my country? Vietnam is a tropical and temperate climate zone. So in a simple way to say, it's quite hot. Compared to Singapore, it's actually all the same. But for the north in Vietnam, they will have the four seasons. So there will be sometimes chill. It's really cold or it's really hot for them there. But for the south, Vietnam, like me where I lived, is most of the time will be really hot, and if it's raining, then it will be really heavy, and like you can see all the sky become really dark. Yeah, that's how the climate in Vietnam is. But most of the time in the south, you have to expect that there will be hot. But do I think are some of the challenges of living in Singapore and how do I overcome them? I would like to say the first challenge is language because I'm foreigner and I don't practice English either Chinese or in Vietnam because we don't use it. So it's really hard for us. Like when the first time we came here, um, we cannot communicate with Singaporeans. So that is the most challenging, and because of that, I have to study English, study Chinese, and thanks God that there is a community, the Singaporeans church, which is called Oasis. Is a church, but it's also a social community. So they open out their office to offer to teach the Vietnamese people. Also, like the foreigner is not, but most of them are Vietnamese, so they can learn English there. They can learn subjects there, and then they can try to get the exam and then get into the school. Yes, really thanks God for the community where I learned my English and also have the community to be friends with the Singaporeans, and also for the teacher in the office, and the volunteer from high school students and university students. They are really helpful and friendly, and they try their best, like to get used to us, to make friends with us, and try to understand what we are trying to say. So which is like I'm really touched by their friendly and kindness.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm from Vietnam. I come from a city near to the capital Hanoi of Vietnam. I've been here for 21 years. I came to study in secondary school, and now I am working here as a social worker. What you see me wear right now is the traditional costume of Vietnam. Every girl, every woman would have a costume like this. This is called the traditional long dress, the áo dài. It's a costume that makes a lady look slim, attractive, elegant, and almost every bride would wear this as one of the many gowns at their wedding ceremony. And I like to wear this when I celebrate important occasions, even when I'm in Singapore, like Christmas or National Day, when I want to remember my root as a Vietnamese person. This is what I would love to wear, the áo dài. People often think of the Vietnamese as a very homogeneous people. They think that all Vietnamese speak the same language. All Vietnamese look the same. They eat a lot of vegetable. They eat Vietnamese spring rolls. They eat baguette. Well, that is mostly true, but not entirely. Because in Vietnam, there are 54 ethnic minority groups. It means there are 54 different languages. Except that the majority race, the King people, K-I-N-H, the King people, they comprise of almost 99% of the population. So in Vietnam, the King people would wear this costume as the traditional costume, but the other 53 ethnic groups have their own costumes that are even more colorful, more distinctive, and very interesting.
Welcome to Brain Booster, the YouTube channel dedicated to expanding your knowledge and stimulating your brain. Today, we will be exploring the fascinating country of Vietnam. From its rich history and culture, to its current state and future prospects, we will be diving deep into the heart of this Southeast Asian nation. We will be discussing the country's history, culture, and current state, using a variety of sources and materials. So, sit back, relax, and let's get started. We hope you enjoy this episode and find it informative. Vietnam was ruled by various dynasties, including the Lai, Tran, and Lu dynasties. These dynasties left a significant impact on the country, shaping its culture and society. In the 19th century, Vietnam came under the control of the French, who established a colony in the region. This period of French colonization was marked by resistance from the Vietnamese people, who fought for their independence. These conflicts were known as the Indochina Wars, which lasted for several decades. During the Cold War, Vietnam played a significant role in the global political landscape. The country was divided into North and South, with the North being controlled by the Communist government and the South by the anti-Communist government. This division led to the Vietnam War, which lasted from 1955 to 1975. The Vietnam War was a major conflict that had a profound impact on the country and the world. It was one of the longest and most controversial wars in history, and resulted in significant loss of life and destruction. The war also had far-reaching consequences, including the displacement of millions of Vietnamese people and the ongoing political and social divisions in the country. If a historian or Vietnam War veteran is available, they can provide valuable perspectives and insights on this period of history, and give a deeper understanding of the events and their aftermath. Vietnam is a country with a rich and diverse culture, shaped by centuries of history and influences from other cultures. One of the most important aspects of Vietnamese culture is the strong emphasis on family and community. Family values are deeply ingrained in Vietnamese society, and the extended family is often considered as one unit. Religion also plays an important role in Vietnamese culture, with Confucianism and Buddhism being the most prevalent. Confucianism, which originated from China, emphasizes on moral virtues and the importance of education, while Buddhism, which was introduced from India, emphasizes on spiritual enlightenment and inner peace. These two religions have coexisted in Vietnam for centuries and have shaped the country's culture and society. Vietnam is also known for its unique architecture, music, and dance. The traditional architecture is characterized by the use of natural materials, such as bamboo and thatch, and the incorporation of elements of feng shui. The traditional music and dance are an important part of Vietnamese culture, with various styles and forms. Vietnam's traditional clothing is also an important aspect of its culture. The traditional attire for men is a long tunic worn over pants, while for women it is a long dress with slits on both sides. An expert on Vietnamese culture, such as an anthropologist or a cultural preservationist, can provide additional insights and information on the traditional customs and culture of Vietnam, and give a deeper understanding of the significance and meaning behind it. Vietnamese cuisine is known for its unique blend of flavors, fresh ingredients and healthy cooking methods. One of the most distinctive characteristics of Vietnamese cuisine is the emphasis on the balance of salty, sweet, sour and spicy flavors. This balance is achieved through the use of herbs, spices, and seafood, which are a staple in most dishes. Vietnamese cuisine is heavily influenced by the country's geography and climate. With a long coastline, seafood is an important part of the diet and is often cooked in a variety of ways, from grilled to stir-fried, or in soups and salads. Herbs and spices, such as lemongrass, ginger, and chile, are also commonly used to add depth of flavor to dishes. One of the most popular ways to enjoy Vietnamese cuisine is through street food. Street vendors can be found throughout Vietnam, offering a wide variety of dishes, from traditional pho noodle soup to banh mi sandwiches. The street food scene is not only delicious, but it's also an important part of the country's culture, providing a glimpse into the daily life of the locals. If a chef or a food blogger is available, they can provide valuable tips and recipes for preparing traditional Vietnamese dishes, as well as insights into the techniques and ingredients used in traditional cooking methods. Vietnam has undergone significant changes in recent years, becoming one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. The country's economy is driven by a variety of industries, such as tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. Tourism is a major contributor to Vietnam's economy, with the country's beautiful landscapes and rich culture attracting millions of visitors each year. Agriculture is also an important industry, with rice, coffee, and rubber being some of the main crops. The manufacturing sector, especially in textile, footwear and electronic industries, is also expanding fast. Despite these economic successes, Vietnam still faces a number of challenges. The country is facing issues with income inequality, corruption, and environmental degradation. Additionally, the country's political system is still heavily controlled by the Communist Party, which poses challenges for political freedom and civil rights. Vietnam is also becoming an increasingly important player on the global stage. The country has developed strong economic and political ties with many countries, including China, Japan, and the United States. A journalist, a business leader, or a government official can provide valuable perspectives and insights on the current state of Vietnam, including the challenges and opportunities facing the country, as well as the country's role in the global economy and its relations with other nations.
Wow, Vietnam is such a unique country. I feel like going there for my next holiday.
Thanks, Minjie. Vietnam is a unique country with such a gracious hospitality and a culture.
Winnie, you still haven't told us about your life in Vietnam.
Okay, guys, what do you want to know? Who wants to start first?
When did you come to Singapore?
I come to Singapore since July 2018.
Who did you come with?
I come together with my mother.
So interesting.
Was it easy to relocate to Singapore from Vietnam?
It's not easy, as I have to leave my family members and my friends from Vietnam and even my school in the past to just relocated to here. I miss them so much.
What is your favorite Vietnam food?
My favorite Vietnam food is seafood noodle soup, and this is a very nice and traditional food.
How did people get around in your country?
In Vietnam, we get around in our country by using motorbike, and we cycle or maybe walk around together. Let me share you a story about my motorbike. Last time in the past, I used to share a motorbike with my brother. He used to ride from school and I using it to go around my village and play. It sounds funny and interesting.
What do you miss most of in Vietnam?
I miss the scenery. There was a place named Đà Lạt. The scenery was really nice. It was up high the hills and you can see the whole Đà Lạt city. You know, I like the Vietnamese song we learned during our music lesson. I especially like the lyrics. Ngàn sao xinh, thật lung linh, tỏa sang khắp bầu trời cao cao. Và khi tôi thấy nhớ nhà, ngước nhìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh, thật lung linh, chỉ được thấy mỗi đêm. Nhìn thấy nhà quá xa vời, vẫn trong tim.
But what does it mean?
It's literally translated to thousands of beautiful stars sparkling, shine across the high sky, and when you feel homesick, you look up the stars.
Now, let's invite our viewers to sing along with us.
Winnie, can you lead the song again?
Sure. Ngàn sao xinh, thật lung linh, tỏa sang khắp bầu trời cao cao. Và khi tôi thấy nhớ nhà, ngước nhìn sao. Ngàn sao xinh, thật lung linh, chỉ đừng thấy mỗi đêm. Nhìn thấy nhà quá xa vời, vẫn trong tim.
When we learn other cultures through their song, we get a deeper appreciation and stronger bonds.
Indeed, no matter which country we are from, share a common bond.
Thank you Westro for joining us today. Chúc mừng Ngày Quốc tế Tình bạn.